All right, so this handle is leaking. When it's off, but when you turn on the hot, because this is where the pressure goes over here and it comes up and leak. So I know when it's off, I know those O-rings are okay. I'll show you in a minute. But it's the side O-ring which is most likely bad. So to get this off, there's a little hole there. You got to pull that thing out, and on mine, it is. I already took this off. It is whatever. This size Allen wrench. Go in there and take that off, and you got to yank this up, get it out, get it off. I mean, it's going to be all crusty like this, so it's not going to come off easily. I clean this off mostly. Most of this I already cleaned off because I already did all this job. Then you need something to break this loose. Make sure you turn your water. You got to turn your water off. Turn your water off. The cold. On this one, you probably want to turn the hot off too, because if you come over here and actually turn this on, it's going to come up out of this one also. So then you come and take this off. Of course, it's going to be all crusty because it's been leaking. That's how you know this was leaking, that I'm not lying. Now, this might come apart because I already took it apart, and it's all right. It didn't. So this comes up and out. And here's your valve. Now this is going to be, look at the ring, the O-ring that's leaking is this one here. It's not there because I'm doing something with it. You could have this bottom one leaking. So this O-ring, if you knew for sure it was this one, you could just replace it. And what I'm doing right here, is if you're in a pinch, but it's you could take your O-rings and stick them in brake fluid. This is the old O-ring, and it's kind of thin. That's why it's leaking. I'm throwing it in brake fluid. That's what I was gonna do. In about a day, that'll expand out, and you could use it again. But I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to replace it because I was looking online and it was saying these stems were $16, but then I went down to Home Depot and they were only $9. So replacement O-ring was $250. Just go with it. So anyway, this is the way this works. You got to take this out, and it's not going to come out this easy. I lubed it. So if you want to see the internal ring, so you got this bottom O-ring. That's for the other leaking outward and stuff. You could take this off, and this is your single. This is so only a single arm does it. Otherwise, it'll just spin all around. You got to get this off. Okay. Take this off, and then in here is there's the shut off O-rings. You come down here. You have your ceramic piece. That's why it's called a ceramic. Put that ceramic there, and you have the other ceramic piece. These are ceramic because they lubricate and spin on each other. They don't corrode. So suppose they last forever. And then there's your little thing there. And then your other O-rings are these two. That's how I knew these weren't leaking. And those are actually wet with brake fluid, because I was going to just let those expand too until I realized they were only $9 at Home Depot. So anyway, that's that. So to replace this, apparently there's a cold and a hot. I don't know why. I just bought a hot because if that cold was leaking, actually that cold's been leaking a long ass time. There was so much sediment there. So this is the actual replacement from Home Depot. For this particular one, it's a Glacier Bay. You see this O-ring here is sticking up. When it was on this one on here was not doing anything. So here's your thing. I'm gonna have to reuse that screw. And then when you put this in, you got to make sure that it's in the close. Close is this way. It has feelers there, so let's see. Okay, it's going to go this way. It's going to be, turn it this way. Okay. And keep your drain in, because you don't want to drop stuff down your damn drain. As you just saw there, I almost did. So this is going to go in, and it should pop in. You see how deep this is. If I put this back together, you'll see. As I drop that on the ground. A Z Cool. Oh, we got some broccoli. Cool. It's always an interesting video. And we get that in there. Get this in here. And you see the difference. This one is practically flush. So we're going to put this in, and I just messed up my direction. Okay, that's open and that's closed. And my line is there, so I'm going to go in, get that in, and it's pushing up because that bottom is so much steeper. Then we're going to get this puppy on here, zip that down. You might want to get a nice wrench. Get a nice wrench. Don't use this one because it's going to scratch it. Because you at home are allowed to use whatever you want to tighten this. Me on a YouTube video, I have to use what the whiners tell me to use. You have free will. I don't. I'll film this whole thing. So you gotta really crush that down. I don't want to sit here holding this. Let me get this screw in so that stops popping up. Hopefully it fits. Hopefully it goes all the way down. This is just holding on this little gray cap so that it fits into that handle. That's the only purpose of that. Alright, so I'm going to tighten that off camera because too many whiners. Right, that's nice and tight, and I cleaned up most of the sediment that's there using a clearance scraper from Walmart. Clearance. This was $2.50. That's what I used to clean this, to try not to scratch the metal, You did a good job. Yes, there is. Well, this is actual sediment, so it's not. Cleaners aren't going to get that off. You have to actually scrape it off. Oh, this guy isn't hard right now because I got her all wet. Now, I'm not gonna turn this on with the handle on, because I want to actually see if it's leaking or not. See if it's fixed. No, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. I know what I'm doing. I don't need that. Oh shit! I put that in backwards. Damn it! All right, on properly. Now we got to get Mr. Screw in, and definitely don't want this drain open. Luckily, this is all stuck in there, so I'm probably not going to drop it. Hopefully this will stable out. Oh, good, it did. Well, this isn't as low as that one, huh? Sitting a little higher. I don't know if I care. All right, let's turn that water back on. You can stare at the Oreo on the ground. Okay. Water on. No more leaks. That's wonderful. Yay. Make sure it turns off. So those inner rings are what comes up here. Cool. Alright, I'm just making that up. So you could put all those O-rings into brake fluid for a while to get them expand out. I mean, you could buy new O-rings, but it's just not worth it for $8. It's just not worth it. I cleaned this off a lot. It had so much sediment on it. But there you go. For $9, you just freaking replace it.